Hello, and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshear, and tonight I'm going to complete a sentence I've been waiting 2 weeks to finish. But before I do that, let me tell you about the stream. If you've never been by this channel before, this is Shadows of Arconia, named after a D&D game that we played for 3 years on Friday nights. That campaign is finished. Friday nights are now taken up by Cyberpunk Red for a little while until we will start a new D&D game, which will be Shadows of Arconia Campaign 2 sometime early next year. That game is played in person, like I said, on Fridays. This is Tales from the Backlog, our Monday night stream, which is almost always played remotely and with a rotating cast of players going through a rotating selection of games. Tonight we are playing Blades in the Dark for our 5th and a half time. 2 weeks ago we had an incident halfway through the stream in which Jason's dwelling lost its electrical power.
Yeah, apparently that was a planned thing. I just didn't read the postcard.
Oh, wow.
It was out for like 7 hours.
Well, you know what?
Great.
We got an hour and a half of practice in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was on the fence whether I should even post that separately or just cut it onto the beginning of this one. I think I'm going to post it separately because that way we get an extra episode out of it.
There you go.
But yeah, Blades in the Dark, if you don't know, is a game where we play like criminal-ish crews. In this case, a crew of smugglers in the dark futuristic city of Duskval. A bit more pastistic, but in the future, apocalyptic, steampunk, dark. Sun never comes up. There is dawn and dusk for some reason. It's explained in the book as it doesn't really matter. It's always dark is the point. And let's have you guys introduce yourselves and your characters.
Jason.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm Jason. I'm playing Severin Hell, a marksman and hunter.
And I am Cody. I'm playing Buck the Cutter, who is currently plagued by phantasmal flu.
And I am playing Braid, the Whisper, and the creator of the outboard ghost engine that apparently is all the rage right now in our city. Everybody wants my engine.
Well, as I mentioned, we are following up on a story that began 2 weeks ago. At the outset of that story, we learned a few things about what you guys have been up to in the interim. Most notably, Severin Hell now possesses a trained hyena named Andromeda.
And she's very nice, I think.
Well, she did sniff out an interloper amongst your canal, I guess, stuff. As we were describing last time, you guys are hiding out in this little island near Brightstone, but not on the island, but in a canal passing under the island. That is where our entire half of a story took place last time. Yes, Jason.
Can everyone else see what the stream looks like?
I have the stream open.
I can't see it on my computer. I'm only seeing our feeds.
Yeah.
I don't see the.
Is that better? No?
No.
Stream looks
okay.
very normal. Are you talking about the call or this actual?
No, I mean in the call, I can't see what you're pointing at.
Boom.
Oh, now I can.
My bad. I was sending you guys the wrong video.
Just checking.
No, good. I'm glad. I wish I'd known sooner. Yeah. So I believe that everyone watching the stream was getting the correct video. Just you guys were seeing my camera instead of my stream output. Anyway, so as I was saying, here's the map of Doskval. Whoop! Somehow we got to the world map. Here's the map of Doskval, and you guys had told me that you wanted your movable layer to currently be parked in a canal under this little island off of Brightstone. Excuse me. So you guys are there. It's kind of a wide shipping lane, sort of underground. Picture a sewer, but it's not sewage. It's just a canal that's under a city. And currently, your barge and your smaller vessel, the Dandy Gent, are both moored along the side walkway of this canal. Andromeda the hyena warned you of someone coming, at which point you looked around and eventually realized someone had swum past through the water, was on the Dandy Gent, working a wrench, trying to steal the motor that Braid had invented for the boat. It was a teenage girl, older teenage girl, who you caught, maybe as old as 20, not sure. And when you questioned her, you learned a few things. First of all, someone hired her to steal your motor. Second of all, she is a resident of Dunslow, which is the ghettoiest part of this already hellhole of a city. She lives in a house there, which is a thing she's very proud of. But someone has, according to her, taken her mother and threatened to kill said mother unless she brings your motor back to them by midnight. Her name, as you learned, is Loria. And the people who took hold of her mother had dark skin. And here is the sentence that I did not finish 2 weeks ago. She opens her mouth as you guys are discussing what to do and adds to her description of the men who took her mother. They were all wearing those masks.
Which masks?
The metal masks, the bronze masks that you see sometimes.
Can you remind me what that indicates?
Yeah, I was going to say just remind me because I think we've encountered them before, but I don't remember. Are they are they the ghost police?
Well, that is if you were to translate it into another language and back, you might well get that because their name is Spirit Wardens.
Ghost police.
Ghost police. Yes, they are the ghost police of Doskval, and they have tracked you before. You have noticed them watching you in the past. Their membership is secret. However, you guys on a previous mission had cause to speculate that all of the Spirit Wardens may in fact be. I said Dusk Wardens because I'm wearing the Dusk Warden shirt. I was just thinking about them earlier. Shout out Dungeon Dudes. But you had cause on a previous mission to suspect that all of the Spirit Wardens may be Eruvian for some reason, because you saw some of them without their masks acting in an undercover capacity, and were able to deduce that they were Spirit Wardens. So the dark skin and bronze masks doubly confirm to you that for some reason the Spirit Wardens have taken this girl's mother hostage and threatened her into stealing your motor.
Which means they also have interest in us, as always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they interested in all of us? Or
They didn't say anything about you guys. They just wanted your motor.
Yeah. Okay. Is this normal behavior for spirit wardens? Like, this feels like, some criminal behavior. Not like, are they like super corrupt? I didn't think they were that
Nobody can say what is normal behavior for the spirit wardens. That is not a thing, you do know what their supposed mission is. That they hunt down stray ghosts, and they're interested in any weird artifacts that may come from beyond the city wall.
What did your mom do? I'm asking the girl. To warrant their provocation.
My mom? She didn't do anything.
I guess I'm gonna I'll command.
Okay.
Which I have a 2 in. Sorry.
What,
means
are you trying to command her to answer truthfully?
I was like, tell us everything, or we will not help you. And I want to command her.
Is that? You know what? Controlled standard.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do for this one.
I got a 4 and a 6. Because I have 2, that means I got the 6.
Okay. Well, very simply, you get through to her with the phrase, "or we will not help you," because that is actually the first time she has understood that you guys helping her was on the table at all. And you're very intimidating, which also helps. But you are apparently offering to help her in some way, which both excites and terrifies her. But she'll say, in a sort of sheepish fashion, "My mom didn't do anything. I did."
And what did you do?
I'm a thief.
No kidding.
A terrible one.
Well, I panicked a little bit today, but in Dunslow, I'm kind of known. They call me the Gutter Cat.
Have we heard of her?
How old is this child?
She's about 19 or 20.
I will definitely be calling her a child then.
Yeah, your age, Cody.
Yeah.
Maybe a little older. What do any of you have connections to Dunslow, do you think?
Dunslow.
Let me see my friends. I know Marlene sits at the docks a lot.
Hey, Jeff, welcome. That's like the borderline slave labor area of the city.
Yeah, it's basically a prison work camp and super ghetto.
It's the Les Mis part of the city.
Do you think a vicious thug named Chel, Chael, would be there? Because apparently he is a dangerous friend that I have an unknown affinity with.
You know what? Yeah, probably. Chel can be there. You actually, Buck, you have heard of the Gutter Cat. It's a sort of cross between like an urban legend and just like an unsolved mystery type of thing. But a while ago you did hear that someone caught the Gutter Cat. It's not something you pay too much attention to, but as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, when you slapped the manacles on her, you saw that she had scars on her wrists matching the manacles. So everyone in Dunslow gets arrested and sent to prison at some point. It's part of the economy there. But this kind of supports her story, or at least doesn't debunk her story. If she was a skilled enough thief, well known enough, and had been caught so that people knew who she was, she would have scars like this from being in prison. And she might have attracted unwanted attention in the form of people trying to use her skills.
Seven, what do you want to do with her?
Child, you say these people are holding your mother at... You said they were holding your mother at your home, waiting for you to bring this engine back by midnight.
I don't know if my mother's at the house. I assume she is, but that's where they told me to meet her.
And just asking the MC, like, about how far off are we from midnight right now?
8 hours.
Okay.
You don't happen to have detailed notes about how you made the engine, do you?
I probably do. Yeah, Braid's got an academic background, so probably I don't know that they'd be legible necessarily or make any sense if she didn't take too much. She wasn't doing this for a grade. But yeah, I probably have some pretty decent notes and sketches on the boat.
I don't like giving people our stuff anyways, but I feel like having the spirit wardens on our ass 24/7 is unwanted heat.
Yeah, but why would they want the engine, period? And why are they sending some fucking, gutter-born sneak thief out to get it? Great. How much does that thing even weigh?
I would, Steve, if you have an opinion, feel free to jump in. I can give an answer just based on.
I think it weighs about 3/4 of a braid.
That big? I was thinking it would be more like 30 pounds.
I mean, this is steampunky technology.
True. And it is big enough to move a small boat.
And Braid is like tiny, so she's like 100 pounds soaking wet.
Yes. But sure, we'll say it weighs about 80 pounds, 75.
Fuck.
75, 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay. How exactly were you planning to get the 75-pound object across town? I say to Loria.
I guess I hadn't thought it through. I should have just taken the whole boat.
There you go. Now you're cooking with gas.
While we were on it, I see.
Well, we weren't on it at the time.
Yeah, you guys were not.
That's true. We made
I think
flying
Braid and
jumps
Buck were on the
this.
barge, and Severin was up on the walkway when she arrived.
Yeah. Look, I don't like this, and I'm going to turn and address my partners here. I don't like this spirit wardens being after my engine, especially if they're trying to take it.
Maybe we can sell it.
I was honestly thinking the same thing. Like, if they want it, let's
Would you be willing to sell it to them?
Let's walk her back and make a deal. I can rebuild it if they'll give us. And I don't know what other choice we have at this point, unless we want to go into hiding. Because we can, chuck this kid in the water and leave her and her family to hang, but they're just going to send somebody better.
Yeah.
Well, now Steve, the Spirit Wardens definitely have like an infamous rap of like brutality and incarceration, right?
Yeah.
I think meeting them personally is a terrible idea, and I think we should use a fence. So we should sell this to the fence, or a fence with big enough stones that is willing to sell something to spirit wardens and take on that risk themselves.
Yeah.
You guys can see Loria is sweating as you begin to speak about playing fast and loose with the deal upon which her mother's life depends.
Excuse me. Spirit wardens.
Yeah, being as she is manacled and gripped by Buck, she is not speaking without being spoken to, but it's not hard to read what she's thinking.
I don't know
Yeah.
where my book is. It is your guys' call. I'm in a particularly bad mood today, I guess, and I don't necessarily care to save this woman's mother.
Yeah. I mean, if they give me a, you know, got my spirit mask myself here.
I'm gonna lean over to Severin. I'm gonna whisper very quietly to him. What are the odds that the spirit wardens are still watching us right now? Is that something you can check?
You know what? Steve.
Yes, sir.
Severin is going to push himself a little bit and give a quick survey of the canal around us.
Okay. What are you looking for?
Just any other people, anyone watching us, anything that looks like it might be watching us.
Okay. It's going to be risky standard.
Could be worse. I got a 5 and a 1.
It means you get a 5, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's nobody in the tunnel other than the maintenance guy that Buck was talking to earlier, who left again down the side tunnel a little bit ago. You guys haven't seen anyone here in a while.
Yeah, I mean, they could be watching us, but they're not really known for working with, the spirits or the unseen.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just have to say one thing. Alan, go to hell.
Fair enough.
This important message brought to you by Shadows of Arconia. Alan, go to hell. Yes, we now resume our regularly scheduled programming.
I mean, I'm just worried about who we might use as an intermediary between us and the spirit wardens. Because so far we've primarily worked with the Dimmer sisters.
Yeah.
And the Dimmer sisters and the spirit wardens don't really get on.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have an idea.
Wardens aren't fond of.
I have a suggestion for you. I'm spacing on the faction list right now, on the names. Duskull.
I also have an idea.
Okay.
Hey, child. Do you know any really good fences that aren't too squirrely?
I'm from Dunslow. Everybody's squirrely. But I do know some good fences.
If you can find a fence that'll broker the deal, so that we will give it to them, because you cannot carry this yourself, and make sure that we will be compensated in part of in coin payment and the release of your mother, and we will not be arrested afterwards. If you can arrange all that by midnight, I'll carry it for you all the way to Dunslow.
Can't you take the boat?
I throw her in the water.
Stop you from throwing her in the water.
Do you allow yourself to be stopped?
Definitely take the smart-ass remark, and because you can hold her by like between the manacles. I'm holding her by her wrists, and I make a point and I put her down.
Okay.
Sure, everyone's like, no, 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 no.
So the faction name I was trying to think of is the Bluecoats. Actually,
Aren't those the cops?
Yeah,
They are
those
the cops.
explicitly the
And
cops.
in our
And-
last, yeah, go ahead, Jason.
In the immortal words of one Scuzz, the cops are just going to kick our ass.
I'd like to see them try.
I
However,
wouldn't, because they will
They
kick
don't
our
like
ass.
us either.
you have -1 with the Bluecoats.
Yeah. Yes,
But
you do.
there are a couple of Bluecoats that Severin does know. Because if you remember our last adventure, that's who came to you guys
Yeah.
about dredging up the ghost demon robot that you left at the bottom of La Manche.
Yeah, that.
That's who busted into Severin's house. Apartment.
Yes, I like that this is now.
Hyena.
Yes,
Well, I got a
people
new
that Severin
domicile.
knows. The people that broke into his apartment and threatened him.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
really-
yeah.
really want to
Just
engage
saying,
with
there
them.
is there is a relationship that probably does exist. That if you wanted to go hunt down, whoever that detective was and ask him to speak to the spirit wardens for you. I bring up the Bluecoats mostly because they're the faction that is most directly in between spirit wardens and crew.
How do spirit wardens feel about vampires?
Shouldn't they be killing them?
Yeah.
That's my concern. They're just sort of like generally against all undead altogether, right?
They
Yeah.
destroy rogue spirits. You don't really know what they think about vampires. Vampires are not technically rogue spirits. Vampires may
Yeah.
be former rogue spirits. But
Okay.
in a world such as Duskfall, the spirit wardens are almost like garbage men, but more sinister.
Naturally.
And indeed, I think some of the more deliberate, intentionally blind citizens probably do think of them as garbage men. They keep the streets clean of wandering spirits.
I mean, we could maybe go through our Forgotten God, through the silent song element of the Forgotten Gods
Yeah.
faction, going through them, through the Deathland Scavengers, to the Spirit Wardens.
I'm leaving camera frame, but I am still here. I'm trying to grab my book.
Okay.
So that we just don't get like too hung up on just trying to make a decision here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of job are we looking to do here?
A negotiation. It's a trade.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to get them off our back. We're willing to sell them my engine. But that's assuming that we don't know why they want the engine. That's concerning. I doubt they're like planning to go into the shipping business themselves.
Yeah, but what does that engine run off of?
Ghosts.
What does that engine run on?
It
Hold on.
runs off of the stuff that I forget the name of that everything runs off of.
Electroplasm.
Electroplasm, thank you.
Electroplasm. Yeah.
So we're looking at like a social sort of
Yeah, absolutely.
store.
Yeah, it's definitely a social engagement, which I will
Yeah.
probably blow up half the city during. But
Yeah, I wonder if we're better off just meeting them face to face. I don't know that meeting them face to face, offering them just offering to make a deal without going through an intermediary. I worry we're making this too complicated. One of us, probably Severin, meets with them. The other two run backup. Maybe we get some other guys guys and gals just in case we're ambushed. But let's see what they want before we start dragging in all these other factions or calling in favors, other than just simple hey, back us up in case things go south.
So, Braid, is your suggestion that Severin goes to speak to them directly and that you maybe have some other allies as backup in the wings?
Yeah, that's my pitch. Buck and I can be nearby with the engine. Severin and the girl go and meet the Spirit Wardens.
Sorry, Severin and the girl and the hyena.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Of course. Well, I mean, I wanted the hyena there for protection, but
Might not good enough.
Severin needs to take it.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be.
What is Severin's thought on this pitch?
Sure.
Okay.
I love this plan. I'm happy to be a part of this plan.
You say that, but it doesn't sound like you mean it.
No, it's fine. This is fine. At some point, I need to learn, either of you, a little more sociable type skills, so I don't have to be I want to be the guy up top, keeping his rifle on people.
Well, I can go talk to them if you want. I'm more than happy to.
No, that's okay.
I can go talk to them. I've got a mask and everything.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So we are doing. This score is social, and we need to provide a missing detail. So I guess our social connection.
I think
Sorry,
our social connection.
I'm going by the book to do a score for this.
Okay.
I think the social connection we should use is tell the Bluecoats that we want to meet with them earlier, because they might at least be able to get a runner to them as we head over there. That would be.
Are we going to ask the Bluecoats to back us up? I mean,
no.
Yeah, you guys do have negative two.
Expressed my opinion on bringing the Bluecoats into this.
You don't like cops either.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I feel like if we bring the Bluecoats in, it'll be under false pretenses to report a crime and try to get them all. One of those fun situations where all the different cop, agencies all show up to bust the same set of criminals, and it turns out they're all undercover or something like that. It was fun. I read it in a book once.
Okay. Well, how about this?
I always wanted to try that. Thought that would be really funny.
So if you guys want suggestions for the social connection other than Bluecoats, if your plan is now for Severin to just walk up to these people, then by all means, Loria herself can be your social connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we just need literally anything, so that'll work.
Yeah. And I'm taking it from her not knowing what the masks meant, that she's, spirit wardens aren't common in her part of town.
It is true that spirit wardens concentrate more on the richer upscale parts of town, and Dunslow's about as far from that as you can get. They do technically work there, have jurisdiction there, but they're more likely to ignore things in that area.
Just like in real life.
Yeah, it's just like the real spirit wardens.
All right. Well, I think we're ready to cut to the action.
Yeah, maybe the prison guards at the Mire aren't happy that, spirit wardens are honing in on their territory. But yes, we're ready to cut to the action.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify one thing, in case it comes up, which I don't think it would necessarily, but the Mire and the prison are two different things. The mire
Sorry.
is the industrial job site, and the prison is also in Dunslow. So, yeah. Let's get an engagement roll.
Yeah.
Who's
Who
rolling?
would like to provide such a thing?
I vote Braid.
Okay. Let's get my dice here. Remind me what I am rolling for the engagement roll. 2d6 or
One.
Just one?
1d6 plus 1d6 plus 1 die for each major advantage.
okay.
Would we consider this operation particularly bold or daring?
It is definitely bold and daring for your crew leader to just walk the hell up to the people that hired someone to steal from him. Yes. That
Okay, well,
is...
Okay.
that gives us an extra die.
All right.
Does Loria expose a vulnerability in the target or hit them where they're weakest? Not really. At least I don't think so.
No.
Side
Can
note.
any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
This character's so I have a non-English name. This is a side note, and there's a character in Dunslow that has one that almost has my name, and I was very confused.
What is your other name, Cody?
Vandara. Don't
Very
worry
cool.
about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But yeah.
I like to call
Nice name.
people by their real names.
No,
Whichever
sorry. My
one you
middle
say
name is not.
your-
No.
Okay.
No. Just call me Cody. Absolutely.
No, in college, I knew people who were in America for college, and a lot of them came up with like American names, and I was like, I don't want to call you a fake name, man. I want to call you your name.
Yeah.
But yeah. So no, you don't have any major advantages other than the daringness of the plan. I have put up this clock here.
Okay.
This is...
Was that an 8-hour clock?
It is an 8-hour clock showing showing how many hours to live Loria's poor mother has left.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm rolling 2 dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
Oh, we got a 4 and a 6.
We taking the
Okay.
lower number
Well,
here or the bigger number?
I'm super into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll take the 6.
Woo!
You are going to be in a controlled position when the action starts.
Nice. You take the time to really get the lay of the land from Loria. Understand the ins and outs. She's a thief. She would know how to get in and out. Sorry.
You okay?
She would know how to get in and out of her own house and neighborhood subtly and with speed.
Yeah. So that's your controlled position, and here is how that manifests. Loria is known in the neighborhood, and though she has stolen from some people here, she's also kind of a local hero. And by the way, there is 1 hour ticked on that clock. So that's the time it took to get over here after making the plan. But coming into this neighborhood with Loria, and including the +1 relationship that you have with the Dockers, who do a lot of work in Dunslow, as you might imagine, provides you with an atmosphere of friendliness in the neighborhood surrounding Loria's home. People here don't want the spirit wardens holding one of their own hostage. This is a situation of we can kill each other, but you guys have to get the hell out of our neighborhood.
Mhm.
So that's where we're starting. Severin, you are at the door of Loria's house. You have her manacled in one hand, Andromeda leashed in the other hand, and I imagine you're knocking on the door?
Yeah.
I might need a flashback. Are we sure we want Loria still manacled? What if she needs to run
Yeah.
for her own safety?
Oh, we can
I feel
absolutely
like we-
unmanacle her if we want.
Yeah, I was
We
gonna
can
say.
have her faux manacled. I mean,
I feel like
like,
especially if we're cooperating.
If she's a local hero, I don't exactly want to be seen
Yeah.
parading her around in
Okay.
chains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Loria's gonna offer an opinion on this, which she hasn't done
Yeah.
without prompting much. She doesn't want it to look as though she turned on these people. If she's manacled,
Mhm.
then you caught her,
Yeah.
and maybe her mom gets off the hook.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we can set these manacles to be just for show, right? Like they don't
Yeah.
have to be like hard locked.
You guys can definitely do that. Braid can easily, jam up the locks so that they click, but they don't stay clicked.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she can get out of them like easy peasy.
Yeah.
But just when we're bringing her in, it looks like we are bringing her in. Even if we're
Yeah.
being nice about it.
Yeah, and if you don't want the neighborhood against you, it's as simple as spreading the word amongst the dockers as you come in.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right, so Severin, are you going to knock?
Yeah, no, I am click clock clicking on that door.
You hear a lot of footsteps inside. This house that you have approached appears to have at least 3 stories, and you've walked up onto sort of a covered porch area. It's a big building, and you're thinking that when Loria said, "we have a house," she didn't mean like her mom and her. She meant like some large group of people that she's part of. But some of those footsteps do approach the door and open it, and you see before you an exhausted looking late 20s, maybe early 30s man. Looks like he either never got to bed or just rolled out of it. You're not sure which. Too soon. And he looks at you, and he looks at the hyena, and kind of the last thing he sees is Loria's manacles. And he's like, what the fuck?
Well, I caught this one all the way across the city getting into my stuff.
Are you a
I
cop?
thought I'd bring her back about it.
Loria looks up and says, Jeb, just go upstairs and tell them. At which point, this person, whose name is apparently Jeb, looks frightened. He was clearly trying to pretend that there were not people upstairs holding someone hostage. But he says, who are you? Why you have my sister chained up?
Sir, we are beyond the point of questions.
No, we're not. I just
Yes.
got here.
Yes, we are. Please just go do what she says so that we can get through this in an expedient and pleasant fashion, and we can all get out of each other's hair.
He turns to look at Loria and says, you know, The thing about gutter cats is they're supposed to be fucking hard to catch. And he closes the door. You hear him stomping upstairs.
So a quick check-in on where Buck and I are. Severin is on the front porch taking the direct way in. Are we going to be nearby, like in sniper position? Or are we going to be a block or two away? Or do we split?
You tell me.
Yeah. Where are you both?
Well, I need to be with the boat so that, like, the boat being the dandy gent, so I can carry
Okay.
the engine if needed.
Then
Let's
perhaps-
bring up a quick, bring up the map real
Yeah.
quick. And so the boat is going to be somewhere along here. The house is going to be in the neighborhood here. So if you're with the boat, Buck, you're not in range to help with this situation.
Okay. I think I would like to volunteer to be the go-between here, where I am trying to go undercover and stay out of visual, within visual range of Severin and Loria. Where Loria probably knows who I am, but I'm trying to just sort of like blend into the background and be watching to see what goes down. And when I hear that they are going up to the third floor, I would like to try to get into a sniper type position so I can see if there's any way to see what's going on in the third floor of this building.
Okay. Again, you guys are in a residential neighborhood.
Yeah.
Where exactly do you plan to be hanging out and blending in?
We're at a a cafe across the street.
I mean, there's houses here. There's no cafes. You'd have to travel to another district to find a cafe.
I feel
Okay.
like there are plenty of businesses here where the top floor is where the people live and the bottom floor is the business.
I mean, maybe, but
Well-
there's still houses. There's still houses, you know.
I'll just loiter around. What are they gonna do? Ask me to move?
Definitely not you. Maybe Braid. If she's not near
Yeah,
you.
I will, from sort of my initial approach, I'll just sort of land myself on somebody's, front stoop, and I'm tinkering around with something in my hand. And these are there any sort of apartment style dwellings here? Or are they all like a house where everybody knows everybody?
Yeah, there's an apartment block across the street and down a little bit from the house that Severin's at. It's more. I mean, it's a slum. So
Yeah.
I'm hesitating to say this because it's only going to make sense to you, Sarah. But the street and the house that I'm picturing in my head is Menlo.
Ha! Yeah. No, I hear that. I am going to pick out the busiest looking house on this block and
Okay.
just walk straight in. And the one that looks like it's got a lot of people that aren't necessarily talking to each other, that looks like it's not like a single family. I'm going to try to spot the apartment and just walk in like I own the place.
I
Or
would
like
like you
more
to give
accurately,
me a
like I'm coming to
roll.
visit someone.
I would
Yeah.
like you to give me an action roll to see if you succeed at doing that in a way that dissuades people from questioning you.
Okay.
You can
well then-
choose what action to do.
Can
I
I
would
use...
recommend either. What?
No, you go.
I was going to say I would recommend either consort or sway, but
Yeah, I was going to do consort.
Okay, roll it.
All right.
This is going to be. Oh gosh. It's gonna be risky limited.
Okay. Oh. Okay. That's a 1.
Okay. You walk into this random house across the street from the important house, and I'm just gonna say we won't treat this as a real flashback, but just we'll say you do this before Severin walks up,
Yeah.
so that you can be in position, because that obviously you would have. You walk into this random house, and this fat guy with no shirt is just sitting on a chair eating something, and looks up at you and says, "Do you want something?"
Yeah. Looking for Mary? She said she'd be here.
He rolls his eyes and stands up and walks towards you as you're still in the doorway. Just sort of walks towards you as though he does not intend to stop.
Okay, so is she not here or
He gets right up to you and just sort of puts a hand out as though he's going to push you out the door. If you do not back up, he's going to push you out the door.
All right, fine. Tell her I was here.
And then he
And I walk.
closes it
Okay.
and locks it.
Yeah, well, I tried. All right.
However, you can just sit down on the stoop, I guess. He's just kicked you out.
I will.
Okay.
And I'll go back.
So that's
to,
where Braid, you can see the front of Gloria's house. There are a couple of windows, but nothing from the third floor faces the street, so you can't see there.
Okay. Awesome.
Buck, you are also on the street, or did you decide to stay with the boat?
I will be on the street, just standing. You know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna stand very in plain sight of like the window that would be her, like they can see me from her window room. Like I don't know which one her is, but they'd be able to see me. They know I'm here.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be
yeah, let's simplify this a little bit. We already have a map here, so I'm just going to zoom in on a street. Let's say that this little square here is the house, and this one here is where Braid is sitting on the stoop. So, Buck, if you want to just be like standing in the street.
There. Yeah, I'm just standing in the street, posted up closer to Braid, so opposite side.
Closer to Braid.
Yeah.
So like there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So they can see you. There's a couple windows on the house they can see you from.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So, yeah, Severin, you hear silence for a few minutes, and Loria looks at you and says, I know he's kind of a jerk, but...
Child, it is fine. We all want to get through this as simply and easily as possible.
And Andromeda goes...
Exactly.
Does that mean there's a ghost nearby?
No. As Andromeda begins scratching her ear in the manner of four-legged animals, someone opens the door again. A different someone this time. It's a child. A little girl, maybe about 7 years old. She doesn't say a word, but she just opens the door as though she expects you to come through it.
It's a relative. She's a relative of yours?
Yeah, she's my cousin.
Okay. You first.
How many
Loria
stories
walks
is this
in.
building?
Yeah, I'm going to follow you. You know the way around your house.
Loria walks in and looks down to her little cousin and says, Where are they? Are they upstairs?" The child just sort of silently nods and points up. As you come in the front door, there's a stairway kind of to your right, and it's got like a landing, so you got to kind of go around and around to get up. But yeah, you can begin to mount the stairs, which I imagine Andromeda finds entertaining, not impossible, but certainly not. Yeah,
she's been through her good girl training.
she
knows how to deal with things like stairs. Go for the jewels, all the important stuff.
Absolutely. Find my keys. Yeah. Up the stairs you go. You do kind of one round up a landing, and then you're on a second floor. And
Is there anything notable about this domicile?
Yeah. When you come in, you notice there are doors kind of everywhere. When you come in, the one in front of you is open, and you see kind of a living area. Past that, what looks like maybe a kitchen. To your left, there's two doorways that look like maybe bedrooms. Off that living area on the right, there's another hallway that probably goes to more rooms. And as you mount the stairs to the second floor, what you realize is this place is just full of bedrooms. There's so many doors. This house, and there's people as well. There's people milling about, people hanging out, living here. What you may have originally interpreted as Loria and her immediate family may be more like Loria and her extended family and their girlfriends and maybe some of their neighbors, and however many people it takes to afford to live in a house in Dunslow is how many people live here.
I was definitely expecting something a little smaller.
Yeah. This is a house that it's almost like a house in name only. Functionally, it's an apartment building. I mean, there's only one kitchen, and but the number of people that live here is beyond house level.
So are we headed up to the attic? How big is this? How big is your home?
It's 4 stories. But the 4th story kind of doesn't count. I don't know where they are. They're upstairs, I assume. I told you I wasn't even sure that they were here, but this is where they told me to meet them.
No, we should just keep moving. And
okay. So she leads you up to the 3rd floor. There is a little sort of like common area in the sort of wider hallway on the 2nd floor that she does check out and sees that they're not there. So she goes up to the 3rd floor. And on the 3rd floor, there are 3 bedrooms and a very, very tiny, like narrow staircase leading up to what must be the 4th floor. And on that staircase coming down is a man in a very nice, suit with a vest and coattails, with dark skin and a bronze mask over his face.
You seem out of place here.
We have that effect in most places. I see, young lady, that you have failed in your task.
I mean, define failure. Why do you want my companion's device?
Your companion's device?
Yes.
Are you not a tide wraith, Severin Hell?
I mean, yeah.
We were led to believe the device was the property of the tide wraiths.
I mean,
However,
in
the
that
mystery-
sense, it is. But I didn't build the damn thing.
I see. And are you empowered to speak for the rest of your people?
I mean, I'm here, right?
Actually, his voice is a little bit more like, and are you empowered to speak?
Hey, come on. I can speak very clearly through a mask. It's not that hard to do. You just got to project a little more.
What is this demon you have brought with you?
This is my good girl. Andromeda, sit.
It is known to us, she sits. It is known to us that you consort with demons.
She doesn't sit, but
Oh,
she stays.
okay.
She stays.
You,
Uh,
she pants.
yeah.
It is known to us that you consort with demons in an unorthodox fashion.
I mean, I've never been much for the orthodoxy, But we're getting off topic here. You want this engine.
We want what the engine represents.
Translation.
We know that your colleague began to work on this engine after you encountered certain anachronistic happenings. We believe that had you not met with whatever horrors and abominations you sought beyond the ghost fence, this engine would not exist.
I mean, she's a smart little whiz kid, whiz bang, wizard.
Whiz kid. I don't think Braid's that young.
A smart little...
I think she is fully capable of coming up with that idea all on her own.
A smart little whiz kid who invents a device that can push boats faster than any man. She builds only one and does not sell it.
I mean, Severin looks at his wrist. There's no watch on that wrist, but you get the picture. I mean, we haven't really had time. We haven't looked into the franchising opportunities presented by this development. Are you looking to help us franchise this?
The masked individual cocks his head as footsteps come up the stairs behind you. You see that there are two other spirit wardens now behind you, so that the three of them have you surrounded. And the first one turns his head to Loria and says, "Child, you have performed your task. We do not have your mother. She wasn't home. You may go."
But the rest of her family was? What the heck?
Well, at least we know this guy's got some kind of bug because he's coughing up a storm.
He's also got the phantasmal flu.
Yeah, so Loria actually just pops the chains off and runs down the stairs. Severin Hell, where is the rest of your crew?
Is there a
we
window in
get
the room?
around, Like, what
Yeah.
what do you want from us right now?
I told you.
Are you
We
gonna
want what the engine represents.
Are you gonna keep
Wait.
trying to steal this engine from us?
I told you we want what the engine represents, which is the tide wraiths.
We're the mist wraiths.
Where
Quick
are
question.
the rest of them? Yeah.
When Loria comes running out, does she go out the front door where I can see her?
I did not say that she went out. I said
Okay.
that she went down the stairs.
All right.
You do
Let me
not
know
see
if
her
and
come
when I
out.
see. Okay.
Hey Steve,
However, what's up?
what are the mist wardens packing? Like, what are they got a blicky? Got some dueling canes?
Dueling canes, Mistborn.
I just finished. Oh, I'll talk to you about it later.
I just actually finished the first book again, like last night. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. You know what? Buck can't see them, but
But
I'm
this is
going
for
to say,
Severin,
yeah, they
right?
do indeed. All three have dueling canes upon their persons, and perhaps other weapons concealed beneath their fancy outfits. Also, I guess I can take this off since that was made up. Yeah, so do you respond to him at all when he asks where the rest of your crew is?
I mean, they're around. Like,
Is there a window in the room, Severin?
I thought we were in a hallway.
Yeah, you guys are in a hallway at the top of the stairs. You're on the third floor. Yeah, good spatial imagery, by the way, Jason.
Every now and again, I can pick up on stuff.
So where you're standing right now, the stairs are sort of behind you and to your left with a railing around them. So you'd have to walk around the railing to go down. Also behind you on that wall that you'd pass to go down the stairs is a window. And were you to turn and walk to that window, you believe you would be able to see Buck. But there are two guys between you and the window.
I mean, you still have a gun.
I probably have a few guns. But I'm trying to I don't necessarily want to just go out guns a-blazing. There's 3 of them and 1 of me.
There's 2 of you. Don't.
But you're like an action hero. You could make this happen.
Yeah, you know what? And speaking of action hero, Severin, I believe, is one of the characters you have built who is a parkour guy.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So Severin would have noticed on the way in that this, fancy old 4-story house has its share of windows that open onto roofs. The one behind you is not one of them, but there may be places in this house where you could exit through a window and get to the ground or away somehow.
Yeah. I want more information from these guys.
I think if you want to try and convince them to say more than they've said when they have you outnumbered and have no reason to villain monologue, then
why wouldn't they want a villain monologue? They've got me right where they want me.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
I was just going to say I'll need some sort of action roll for that.
Yeah.
How long has it been, Steve?
Since Severin knocked on the door, 5 minutes.
Okay.
Since he went inside, probably 3 minutes.
I'm being indecisive. I hate it. So what are you offering us for what this engine represents. I mean, obviously you were willing to steal it, but maybe you could make it worth our while.
So Severin, when you say that, as you're speaking, I'm going to say just sort of as a matter of clarification, your mind begins to click a couple pieces together. What he said to Loria was, "You have done your job." Yeah. The gutter cat did not get caught stealing your engine by accident. And he has said flat out what he wants is what the engine represents, and that is the tide wraiths. He doesn't want the engines. He wants you guys.
The tide wraiths? Because I have the wrong name on my character sheet.
What do you have on your sheet?
I have mist wraiths. I don't know.
Mist wraiths is also from Mistborn, dude. Those are creatures that live out in the mists and eat bones. All right.
Okay.
We don't really want to be had like that.
We should have gotten a fence. Wah,
We
wah.
should have. Yeah, this is looking less and less like a great plan.
No, this is a beautiful plan. We are fully in control here.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if you give
does
me
this game come with flashbacks?
It does. This
I
is
just
the
can't
game
think
of
of a good one
flashbacks.
right now.
Yeah, I was thinking it might be great to have a flashback where we establish the signal, where we all, perhaps even a series of signals, like one that means go get the engine and one that means come rescue me.
I'm going to be a helpful GM a little bit and point out the fact that there is a fourth member of your crew that none of you have mentioned tonight.
I'm not trying to make her go in front of Spirit Ward. She might get obliterated.
That's right.
Why don't you guys think about that? I'm going to call our break early because I have to run to the restroom. But 10-minute break starting now. It's 9:46 here. We'll be back about 9:56-ish to see exactly how the Tide Wraiths deal with these masked bastards. All right, thanks for watching,
jerks.
Anyone who is, and we'll see you in a few. Welcome back. We're arguing about what to do. Cody, pitch your thing.
Yeah, so why don't we do a flashback? And we make it so that I was the person, like the whole plan was to put me as Buck inside the house, disguised as Severin, knowing that it was a trap. I mean, if you have a better idea, I'm happy to go for it.
I'm going to give you this input on that. I would, of course, allow it. How could I prevent it? But it would be incredibly hard. It would be a ridiculously hard role for Buck to impersonate Severin this whole time. You look nothing alike. You're nowhere near the same size. Severin's well-known gaudy fashions don't fit you at all. And his hyena doesn't obey you. So if you wanted to do this, it would be an absurdly hard role.
Sure. However,
but yeah,
I'm open to other ideas.
Since it's also a flashback that involves Severin, you'd both have to agree to it.
Yeah, of course. That would mean that we are immediately going to violence, which I would not want to do unless everyone wants to.
I feel like we're at the violence stage.
Yeah, I mean,
no argument from me on that. My suggestion was going to be, I have a couple of special abilities. I can compel a ghost to obey me, so I could pull up a local ghost and force it into an attack. I also have an ability called Tempest, where I can summon a storm in my immediate vicinity I don't know if I could actually get it inside the house, but this is why I was asking right before we went to break if there's perhaps a signal that or a series of signals, since I'm sitting outside on the front porch, that Severin and I have agreed upon, where he can be near the window and signal, either go tell Buck to get the boat or help me, save me, send a ghost at them.
Come on. Go here. No. Oh.
Yeah.
Make Andromeda scream. Like
that is true. Okay.
I actually really just, my personal thing is if you guys want to use Jeanette, go ahead, but I would rather not put her in that type of danger.
So,
Yeah.
Steve,
Okay.
just I'm trying to align in my head, my mind theater, the tactical positioning of the dudes around me. So there's a guy who came. So like we came up the stairs into this hallway. At the end of the hallway, dude in the bronze mask comes down. Then from behind me, two more guys come up, and behind me is the window. Yep.
Say we use the hyena. 2 howls for get the boat, 3 howls for get me out of here.
I mean, she's more of a laugher than a howler, but
She can be loud. That's what's important.
Yeah. All right.
I knew I should have made a point. I knew I should have made a request. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Okay. 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 So, yeah. No. Like what I say matters at all. Yeah, so without okay, oh no. You go down there. Without any further ado, I am going to this is not going the way I wanted it to. So you know what? Get him and I sick Andromeda on the single dude in front of me while I spin around, drawing a pair of fine pistols.
Okay.
And I want to unleash a barrage of rapid fire to suppress the two dudes behind me. I got to push myself to do that. And no, stop getting into stuff.
Jeff, I was muted on the stream. Jeff pointed out that my audio was dead. I had my lav muted, but yeah.
Were we all muted then?
Nope, just me.
Oh, okay.
Mostly while I was describing the drawing.
Then yeah, I'm gonna make a hustle run for that door, that bottom door across from the stairs going down.
Okay. Great. So what do you want this to be? I think skirmish applies here. You're sending your hyena at a guy and you're shooting two other guys.
Yeah.
This is gonna be desperate position, but I'm gonna say I'm waffling. Standard effect.
Okay.
Because if you're 100% successful, all it does is get you into that room.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I am using my sharpshooter ability on the two guys that were behind me.
What does that one do?
Well, that's the suppressive fire.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this. I'll take a 5.
Okay. You do it, but suffer serious consequences. You think up the correct consequence here. I think, yeah, you do your suppressive fire. Andromeda goes for the one dude, mauls him a little bit, and runs off. The suppressive fire manages to clip one of the two spirit wardens behind you. The other one is able to dodge to the side and pull his own weapon and fire back.
Okay.
So that would be the northernmost yellow dot of the two.
Yeah.
He's going to...
He got a shot in on me?
Yeah, he's going to do some harm. He's going to do moderate harm. Hello, Mr. Terp. MP Terp. Yeah. The Chill Giant TV. We got some first-time chatters here. Welcome. Appreciate you guys coming by. At the moment, we're in the middle of a gunfight.
So what exactly am I taking as moderate harm?
Oh, I'm supposed to say specific things for that. I think you've got a bullet in your hip is what I'm going to say.
Is that level 3 harm, level 2 harm, level 1
No, it's level
harm?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's level 2.
So, I took a solid bullet to the hip.
Yep.
I thought they had dueling canes. Damn.
They had dueling canes visible. But as I described, they also had quite a few places where they could hide some stuff. But nonetheless, Severin, bullet to the hip notwithstanding, you are able to get in that room, get Andromeda in that room, and close the door. So you have a second.
Yeah.
What you see in the room that you've entered is two people who have a pair of bunk beds that they apparently live on, and above the top bunk is a small window that a man could go out onto the roof.
Yeah, girl, climb. We're going out.
She's legs splaying
Yeah,
everywhere.
no, I'm helping her.
Hyena trying to get on a bunk bed. Man with a bullet wound lifting a hyena. It's great.
It's only given me less effect.
It's fantastic.
No,
It's
that's
going well.
specifically, I am tough as nails, so
Yeah.
that moderate wound is only reducing my effect.
Oh, as in instead of
Only
losing a
minus one
dice.
die.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. You're doing fine. I didn't say you can't do it. I'm just describing
I know.
that it is in fact hilarious. So at this point, Buck and Braid, you have heard the sounds of gunshots and mauling. What are you doing?
I'm pulling out my demolition tools.
I am attuning to the ghost field to see what I can send into that window up there on the
The
third
instant
floor.
you attune, you see Jeanette standing right alongside you, just agitated, tapping her foot, arms crossed, waiting for Severin to die.
Yeah, I'm gonna send somebody else up there. Do I see anybody? I'm looking for the grumpiest looking spirit on the street, other than Jeanette. Just like the angriest one.
You gotta
I'm
pick
gonna
from Buck.
compel it.
The angriest one is a kid who probably died when he was like 17 in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
He's so angry in the manner of teenage boys who have to prove something.
Yes. I will seize that ghost, and I'm going to I'm going to order it to go through that window and attack the spirit wardens and just kind of push sort of a like, F the police into on him, like, get him, kid. There.
Okay. Cool. Give me a roll for that, please.
I believe that is my attune roll.
Yeah, that's your.
So that's going to be it's going to be 2 dice for my attune roll.
Okay, and this is going to be risky for you because you're trying to give him a command to attack people that he can't actually see from here. But the effect is going to be great if you succeed.
I rolled a 4 and a 5.
Okay. So you send this ghost in, and you can't see what happens. Severin, while you're trying to shove your hyena out a window,
Great mental image.
You hear the incoherent spectral screams of a ghost attacking 3 ghost cops. And it is enough. Yeah, it is enough to stop them from immediately bursting through this unlockable door that you've closed on them. However, you do hear the electroplasmic crackling of them pulling out one of their steampunk ghost traps and trying to suck this guy up. So, Braid, the consequence of this is that the ghosts around you, other than Jeanette, part and don't come near you again because they've just witnessed you send one of their number into oblivion.
That's fair.
So, yeah. Buck, what are you up to?
I would like to use my demolition tools, hearing the gunfire, trusting that Severin can take care of himself. And he'll be mad at me regardless. So I walk over to the side of the building. What's the building made out of?
Wood, mostly. Brick, a little bit.
Yeah. I'm going to use 2. I have 2 little squares for demolition tools. I know we didn't pick load, but I'm going to go with normal, which means I have heavy because I'm a mule. And then I'm going to pull out... Is dynamite too much?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a home with families in it.
Should
Okay.
I
Just reminding you.
I more actually want to start a fire than I actually want to blow it up.
Okay.
Probably don't use dynamite, but I do start a fire using the niter from the dynamite.
So, do you want to make like a Molotov real quick, or?
Yeah, let's go with that.
How much fire do you want to start right off the bat? Is what that question is. Do you want to start a little flame, or do you want to firebomb this place?
Well, Severn turned around and shot out the window entirely, right? Oh, we got raided. That's why so many people were here. That's awesome. Okay, I didn't notice that. Okay, so with that window, I am just going to grab a massive firebomb and throw it in the window that just exploded, like into a bunch of glass.
Okay, that's a third floor window. You can easily throw at that, and even if you miss, it's going to break on the side of the house and start a fire. So that's fine. Yeah, that happens. Screams go up. Actually, I'm going to say this. Give me a roll to see if you get it in the window or if it just impacts the wall.
Yeah, I'm rolling rec.
Okay.
My favorite roll.
Yeah.
I have 3 skills in rec, which means I get 3 dice.
Cool.
And I got a 5.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you didn't give me conditions, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't give you position and effect yet, but it was going to be risky standard. So you do it, and the consequences are that the 2 people that are in that room with Severin are trapped in the fire that you've started. And possibly additional people. Well, yeah, but possibly additional people because there were those 2 other rooms and the 4th floor. And you have now dropped the firebomb more or less right where these 2 yellow dots were standing, blocking the staircase down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have lit the hallway of the 3rd floor on fire, and
I'm not a good guy.
Good work. Everyone from the 2nd floor and down comes pouring out the front door or the back door, which you can't see the back door. But people are leaving the building. Screaming is going up. Severin, I'm going to say at this point, you are successfully on the roof with Andromeda. It is a sloped roof, shingled roof.
So, like, from what I can see right here, does this roof connect to any other roofs or any easy ways down? Or any ways down other than just jumping off the 3rd story roof?
You can follow this roof around the building far enough. Because of your bullet and your pet, it's going to be really difficult. Were you alone and unharmed, it wouldn't even call for a roll, because there's a place where the roof comes down to within 6 feet of a brick wall that you could drop onto the wall and then to the ground. So it's like the wall is like the wall of the property. So you could jump off the roof onto the wall and then down to the ground. But I'm gonna say to get your hyena down while you are injured, it's gonna be. I'm gonna call it desperate standard to roll that. But you can tell me what action you want to use. Girl boss, welcome.
I mean, normally I'd use either hunt or prowl for this.
Okay.
Probably lean towards prowling because I'm trying to keep a little out of fucking sight, just in case there's other people coming after me.
Can I assist on this? I haven't picked my loadout. I could have, knowing that we were going to a 3-story house, I could have climbing gear ready to go and, chuck a grappling hook up at him.
You could, but I'm gonna say you need to think of something else that you have, because a grappling hook does not help a hyena get off a roof.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You're my special little guy, but I need my arms.
It's just exactly how you talk to Andromeda too when she's
Yeah,
the
she's my
hyena.
special girl.
Okay.
If you want
So you get
to
a hyena off
have
the
a
roof.
harness ready of some kind,
Okay.
then I would
I
let
was
that. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm not sure how we could. I'm trying to think. I mean, what we really need here is like a ladder to the next roof over. But before the place catches on fire, I yell, "Fire! Help them get down from the roof! Get a ladder!" And I am going to. Can I have scoped the neighborhood for any convenient climbing implements, like ladders?
I mean, that's like a flashback.
That's 100% a flashback.
Okay.
I'd probably want like a study or survey roll.
Okay. Yeah, we
How
can
much
play it
stress
like
does that
when I was
cost?
talking to if Loria told us anything that was the truth. I had an exit ready to get Severin and a hyena down. So I will do a study roll.
All right, study. I'm gonna say
Yep.
risky standard. This is flashback
standard?
territory.
Yep.
You're not in a pinch.
3 and a 4. So 4 is my top number.
Okay.
Can
You do it, but suffer consequences.
can I push to get a higher to not
Well-
suffer consequence, but to take 2 stress?
You can also try and resist those consequences. You can resist those consequences.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
Usually you just take stress. It's for an extra dice.
Yeah. Well, what you
Yeah.
do is you roll. I just had it.
It's a d6. Minus. It's yeah, I need to look it up as well.
32.
Thank you. It's
So
like
you'd make.
attribute.
Yeah.
So what is what you use study? So this would be the prowess attribute, I think.
Yes.
And then so.
So I'll take a stress in prowess.
Well, no, what you
You
roll
take 6.
you roll the attribute,
Okay.
and you suffer 6 stress, and when you resist, you suffer 6 stress when you resist, minus the highest die result from the resistance roll.
Okay. Okay. I rolled another 4, so I'm going to take 2 stress.
2 stress.
In. Do I take that in prowess or do I take it over in stress?
Stress
Stress.
is just stress. Yeah.
Okay. Stress is stress. Isn't that the truth?
The things that you tick next to your attributes are your points in them.
Experience.
Yeah. So okay. So cool. You found yourself enough rope to make a harness for a hyena that can lower her down from the roof. And we'll say that because of that preparation, Severin was able to put that harness on Andromeda in such a way that disguised it as one of her little outfits that he puts on her. And it just looked like a fashion statement. And now he's able to just clip a little thing onto her and lower her down to the ground. So Severin's out. Jeb, the brother that you met, is holding the little cousin, and he's watching you come out of his burning house, and he points at Buck and says, "That guy burned our house down."
You can't prove that. I'm pretty sure the spirit wardens did it, kid.
You're still holding the match.
No. Look at me, son. The spirit wardens are the reason your house is burning down. Remember that.
They're on fire. They're burning. You hit
Yeah.
them with a Molotov cocktail.
I'm going to be right back. I'm still hearing.
Okay.
Yes. I threw it, but it's their fault. Remember, never trust 5-0. Or no, never trust 12, sorry.
12. Okay. Well, Severin's injured but is down. And Andromeda's down with him. Braid and Buck, you guys are all reunited on the street next to a house that you've lit on fire. Buck, well done. I think the last score you guys had, you didn't break anything.
I don't believe you.
All right.
People
Yeah, you
used
guys
to
are.
like us.
What was that, Jason?
People used to like us.
Yeah. Well, the Spirit Wardens were not on that list.
No, but
Apparently
now
not.
they're really not on that list.
Yeah. In fact, you can go ahead. I don't know if we're supposed to do this at the wrap up, but you can go ahead and put -2 with the Spirit Wardens on your crew sheet.
Yeah. I feel like firebombing them is.
Well, we
Yeah.
were on a murder list anyway, so does it really matter?
Yeah. They're, you know what? They're -2 to me. They're -2 to me, the Spirit Wardens are right now. So they can just, they can
They're
live
minus
with that.
Absolutely.
10 to me, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest.
All right. Well,
Yay.
you guys
That went
are able to make it back to your. Actually, before we wrap up the score, I am going to say that Buck, you catch sight of Loria trying to sneak away over the back fence.
I
Someone's typing
scream,
quite loudly.
Oh, sorry.
Gutter Cat, I have some words for you.
You hear her go, "Wow!" and scramble over.
I'm sorry, did she meow?
I think she
It was more of a
yelled.
yelp that was somewhat cat-like.
I say, remember, the reason this happened is because the Spirit Wardens decided to do something they shouldn't and endanger an innocent family. This is on them. And don't ever steal from us. And make sure you tell everyone else. Don't steal from us on behalf of anybody. It's not a good idea.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
she's long gone at this point.
Oh, she stopped when I yelled at her, right?
No, she scrambled over the wall when you yelled at her, but the other family members are still around.
Okay. Well,
I
my
mean,
bad.
there was
I say
there
all
was
that.
something like 20 people in the house, so you can say it to them.
Yeah.
You don't want to chase her or anything?
I mean, I could.
It's up
Fuck
to
it.
you.
Yeah, I'll go chase her.
Okay. Give me a roll to see if you catch her.
Let me do. I don't think skirmish is appropriate. So it'd be
No,
like
this is
hunt
gonna
or
be-
finesse.
This is going to be like a really solid hunt.
I think hunt.
You say solid, but I mean, like, I got a 0.
Risky standard.
I got 3.
Okay. Well, you bang up your knee trying. Excuse me. You bang up your knee trying to get over that wall because you're so damn big. You are a tank trying to chase a cat burglar, and you have. I'm gonna say you suffer a minor harm from it. What, a lesser harm. However, we're wrapping up this score here, so you guys can return to your lair. Which at this time, we're going to go into downtime. If you guys want to move your lair, this might be a good time to do so.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of heat on us right now.
Yeah.
Less than those guys.
Oh.
I think it might be a good idea not just to move, but to do a little disguise in the old barge and try to look like somebody else.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
So, as previously mentioned, you guys are up here off the sort of northeast end of Brightstone. You had previously been moored over at the docks, and after that, I think you were down in Night Market. Where do you want to set up shop now?
Let's just stay here.
Yeah.
They don't like being here.
The mire? I don't
Yeah.
I don't think we're very popular in the mire right now. We just set somebody's house on. We just exploded somebody's house.
No. Like I said, I spent. Okay, what do I got to do to spread a rumor that was the spirit wardens doing that, trying to purge a ghost?
What is that?
It sounds like a
Consort?
long-term project.
Yeah. I would let that be a downtime project.
Yeah. I can let.
I wouldn't
yeah.
say it's long term. You guys are on scene when this thing happens, so it's pretty easy to spread misinformation at ground zero. But I would need like a consort role, probably, or maybe if you have another suggestion.
I can consort. I'm gonna push myself for some stress. How much is pushing yourself? Is it 2?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it is. Yeah.
To give myself 2 dice because I have 1.
Well, I mean, we're still on. We're doing. Like, are we still on heat?
Well, I think we're. Well, I did already call for the downtime to begin, but I think we're
so
kind
we
of
do
retconning
payoff,
this.
heat, entanglements, then downtime.
Well, I think what Cody is saying is he would like to retcon this into something he did before you left the scene. Which, if that's the case, I will allow it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like we're gonna have to walk to the docks, and we know all the dock workers.
Yeah.
Like, because I know you sent a ghost in there, so I can just say one of their thingies blew up.
That's good, actually. I'm going to say with that concept for a lie, I am going to bump this from desperate to risky and possibly great effect. So go ahead and roll that,
4.
please.
You want me to re-roll it since you hadn't given me anything? Because I've got a 4 already.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. The four is a 4 no matter what my position and effect are. Yeah. So you do it, but suffer serious consequences. I'm going to say, oh gosh. Hold on, I want
Can
to
I
check
suggest something?
real quick. Yeah, go ahead.
The people believe me, but the feds don't.
Well,
so
yeah, that's a given. That's a given. I'm just checking. So your serious consequence is you are, instead of at -2 faction with the Spirit Wardens, you guys are at -3, which means a state of war exists between the Tide Wraiths and the Spirit Wardens. However, that gets you an additional +1 with the Dockers. And I'm going to say +1 with the Dunslow slums.
Yeah. Power to the people.
Yeah, so
right.
the people of Dunslow, including the residents of the house you burned, are blaming the Spirit Wardens for this, as are the Dockers who are friendly to the people of Dunslow. The Spirit Wardens
advanced
themselves,
gaslighting, Jesus.
Well, it is and it isn't, right? Like, because they did 100% go in there and start threatening people in order to make this happen. So you guys are known as the ones who defeated the Spirit Wardens, and they are known as the ones who threatened people and burned a house down.
Yeah.
The Spirit Wardens themselves know that's all bullshit, and they were already not keen on you, and now they're at war with you. That being the case, now we're entering downtime. Pitch me where you want the barge to be. Here in Dunslow?
I will consult the book. Braid, where do you want to go?
I actually was thinking about heading over back to the Dimmer sisters.
So 6 Tower.
I have some rumors I would like to start myself, and I feel like that would be a good place to do it from. We're in good with the Dimmer sisters right now, right? They're fond of us.
+2.
Where do we have
Yeah,
friends?
we're +2 with the Dimmer sisters.
All right.
What is plus 3? What does positive 3 mean if negative 3 means war?
Positive 3 means allies.
Okay.
Oh, thank you,
We should be at
Cody.
+2 at the docks. Wait, what?
God
What happened?
damn it.
What's wrong?
What's up?
No, we just lost hold.
Oh.
So we just got stronghold, and now we're back to weak.
On what?
Our hold, our crew. Going to war, we lose 1 hold. We only get 1 downtime action. We take +1 heat for each score, and we get half income.
We're
Well,
busy
you
being
know,
at war.
you're
Is there
saying this all
anything-
like it's downsides, but it feels like an upside. The fact that the
That I'm making less money, that
country
I can't
poor
get
people.
as much done, and we suck a little more now. No, I'm just frustrated.
All of those things are correct.
I mean, it's not like we were making any money off of this,
No,
but now
this was a
we're going to get
score
more
about-
heat from it.
This was a score about saving your lives. And you've done that. So, Braid, as you were
Yes.
saying about the Dimmer sisters.
All right. So we have. I have a couple of thoughts here. So how many actions do I get to?
You get 1 downtime
We are
action.
at 3. I have 1 downtime action. Because I have 2 things I would like to work with on with the Dimmer sisters. One is, or 2, or with anybody I know in the city, including my ally. I can go see my old vampire mentor. I want to find out information, namely, if anybody knows what the spirit wardens were planning to do with us, if they just, and I feel like this might be a good place to start with the Dimmer sisters, where I can present it as like, hey, just so you know, like the spirit wardens are after us, and I think what they really wanted was what you guys had and what we were shipping for you. So you should probably watch your backs, and and I'll, and you can share with us any information you get, and we'll watch your backs and you watch ours too here.
Okay.
And then the other thing I want to do is start I want to actually share with, I'll share with my vampire mentor, Scotera? What's his name again? Skurlock. I'm going to walk over and I'm going to share with him my sketches. I'm going to hold back some key information on how I actually made this ghost engine work, but I'm going to visit him during a salon and publicly share the details, some of the key details, and just put it out there that, like, hey, look what I built, and here's the logic behind it. Nothing massive, nothing huge, but just to kind of put that information out into the ether and suggest that perhaps I would be open to, having one commissioned from me. Because, hey, I can take a good idea where I find it, even if it's coming from the spirit wardens trying to kidnap me and kill me. So hopefully if I can make more of these things and get them, get a few more motorboats going around this city, they'll back off. Those are the 2 things I'd like to do. Can I do them both as one activity?
So you're saying going to the Dimmer sisters is 1, and spreading information about your engine is the other.
Yes.
I am going to say spreading information about your engine is not an activity because it doesn't require a roll.
Yeah.
So, yes, you can do both of those things,
Okay.
even though you only get one downtime activity. The Dimmer Sister thing requires a roll because you're trying to convince them to sort of watch your back in a war against another faction. So what do you think you want to roll for that?
Can I roll consort?
Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, well, it's, you know, in this game, you tell me what you're rolling. But so, yes,
Okay.
you can roll consort.
That's a 6.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say that it's not enough to increase your standing with them as a faction, but I'm going to say the Dimmer Sisters appreciate your warning and are going to be watching your backs.
Cool.
Severin or Buck, do you have any idea about what you'd like to do?
Mine'll be easy. I just want to heal my bum knee.
Okay.
So I gotta go to Psysicker. They're gonna roll Tinker, but I don't know my Psysicker's healing stat. So do you want me just to assume he's at least trained in Tinker?
Yeah.
So I'll just roll 1.
Physicker.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead and roll 1.
I got a 5, which means I get how many segments? Sorry.
Well, so when you're recovering, get treatment to tick your healing clock like a long-term project.
Yes, and I just need to check how many ticks I got with a 5. I was on the page. I got it.
2.
2. Okay. And then question about what our hold was, because I don't remember us being even tier 1.
We're not we were strong tier 0, and now we just got bumped back down to weak tier 0. But at least we got 6 rep out of it.
Alright then. I still can't get over the idea that the secret police just declared war on 3.5 people.
Hey, I think if you add Jeanette and Andromeda together, you might get a whole person.
Okay.
There you go.
You've got a soul and you've got a body.
So we got 6 rep for this score. I guess no coin for it, but yeah. So heat wise?
So heat is interesting because I think heat kind of represents.
Heat's going to matter for our entanglements.
Yeah, like the blue coats don't give a fuck about anything that happened.
Well, they might. We don't know that yet.
In this case, they don't, because this involved poor people and the secret police. Like the blue coats, they couldn't be bothered. So I think, I think you're getting 0 heat for this if heat represents only the blue coats, but that's what I'm trying to parse.
No, it's just in general. It's, was it a smooth and quiet job? Was it contained? Was it loud and chaotic? Was it wild?
Yeah.
I think it was contained. Only the one building burned down. It burned down.
It was definitely contained, but you're now at war, so it's going to be 3 heat.
Oh, and I mean, we were going up against a high-profile and well-connected target.
That was
the Spirit Wardens are tier 4 versus our tier 0.
I think that makes us Giga Chads, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, well, that's why we got 6 rep out of it.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna nix that high profile, well connected target part of it because you didn't choose to go up against them. That's a thing that happened mostly of their doing. However, there is gonna be a +2 because of the fact that you killed at least one of them, possibly 3 of them. So that's
So we're at 5 heat.
yeah, that's gonna be 5 heat for this one.
5. Cool. So let's see what kind of entanglements we got.
You're hot as hell.
Yep.
I don't think Buck is particularly
Roll dice
attractive.
equal to your 1. Okay.
I think Buck's attractive in a certain way. Depends on what you're attractive to.
There's somebody for everybody out there.
Yeah. Sorry, Buck. Your downtime was recovery, right?
Yeah. Sadly, I did not heal my bum knee. Oh well.
Great.
Great.
Hey, I'm happy with it.
It was like I thought I could run straight through the wall because I thought it was made out of like straw. It was a brick wall. Slammed right into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, Jason, you are trying to corral us into going through things in the correct order. I apologize for not following that, but we're getting it done.
I know.
So the last thing I think is your downtime activity.
Well, we still have entanglements. And then my downtime activity. So I got to roll dice equal to our wanted level, which is thankfully 0 right now.
So no entanglements, right?
No, it's 2 dice keep the lower.
Okay, so
we got a 1, so we've got either gang trouble or questioning. Either one of our gangs or other cohorts cause trouble due to their flaws.
Yeah, we don't deal too much with your cohorts.
Because we only have the one gang isn't big
cohort.
enough.
Yeah.
Or
theoretically.
Or the blue coats grab someone, an NPC member of our crew, or one of your crew's contacts, to question them about our crimes.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of blowing past this one on purpose because there's really nothing that makes sense narratively for what happened. But we'll go ahead and take the questioning one. We'll say that, let's see.
They took that girl for questioning.
One of your Silent Song cohorts gets picked up in a sort of half-assed way by the Bluecoats and questioned about your activities. Your impression of the situation is that they're going through the motions. This is not some crime that they want to solve. This is, there was a fire in the slums. It got put out. Maybe some spirit wardens died. Who cares about those guys? So that's kind of what goes on. They're only doing it probably. What's that?
So the questioning, we can make a fortune roll to see how much they talk, or pay the blue coats off with 2 coin.
Well, that's up to you guys. I mean, I don't think you really want to spend 2 coin, but that's up to you guys.
We don't really have to. I mean, we have 2 coin, but we don't really have 2 coin.
Yeah, let's just let them talk.
We will.
Yeah, just let them talk, I would say. I mean, I'm not in the crew. Why am I putting in an opinion on that?
You're Jeanette. What do you mean?
All right, so who wants to make that fortune roll?
I vote Braid.
Okay, sure. What do I roll for a fortune?
Just
a
D6.
straight 6?
Yep. Honey, get down.
3.
All right, so we've got +2 heat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to, honey, get the fuck down right now. And come up later. I want to try and heal
There we go.
or recover.
What with your bullet wound?
Yeah.
And if you were to heal all of it, it would just reduce it to the lower tier, right? It become medium harm to lesser harm, right?
Stop.
I think that's how it works with the harm. Yeah.
For me being the big fighty guy, I don't get hurt very often. Maybe it's because I blow everyone up in like bombs and stuff.
Well, you guys don't
Roll 'em up
actually
and run away.
Yeah, you don't actually take violent jobs that much. The violence tends to just be Buck wrecking shit and running.
No. Well, I mean, the last time we killed somebody, she wound up a ghost haunting us, so we're kind of motivated to not.
Yeah. Plus, I think like the very first thing you guys said was we don't transport people. So
Yeah.
I feel that your crew in general tries to avoid that kind of thing.
Yes. We're not that kind of daring and bold.
Yeah,
We're
so
like the
I'm going to visit
squad.
someone who doesn't like me very much, but let's see if I can. Oh, I will fucking take that.
What you got?
3 segments of my healing clock filled up.
Woot. Well healed, sir.
Yeah, well, it ain't reduced yet. But yeah, cool. Yeah.
Well,
So what's next?
so I believe you agreed to put the barge near the Dimmer Sisters, which I think is in. It doesn't actually say where they are, but I think we previously established that they're in Charter Hall.
Oh, I thought it was 6 Tower.
Yeah, I thought they were in 6 Tower, but
I
You can look
this
it up
is
later.
kind of-
It's not. I
Tower
don't think
does sound
Yeah.
familiar.
I
Yeah.
think this is one of those things that this book doesn't do, is tell you where factions are housed, for the most part. I remember the first time we ran this, scouring the internet for help on this question, like, where the hell are these people? And the response was, you get to decide. Yeah. We might have put them in 6 Towers. I thought we had them in Charter Hall.
either's good.
But
I mean,
yeah,
they moved
you
if otherwise. It's
can,
fine.
yeah, you can put them. You can put your barge where you want. Yeah. So you said to me, "What's next?" I'm turning it back to you guys. You have had some downtime. You are in a state of war with the spirit wardens. You have a little bit of favor with the Dimmer Sisters and the Dockers and the Forgotten Gods. You're not in so hot with the Bluecoats. And of course, you still have Ulf Ironborn, who hates you
Yeah.
and has not appeared since, I think, the prologue.
He was in the
But,
second heist.
So, given the recent events, what do you guys want to undertake? I'm tossing this to you to see if there's a score you would like to initiate.
So I want to make money, but also we need a recruitment campaign, right?
Okay.
So I don't know which one we want to do as a group. Those are the 2 things that things I think we should pursue. But what do you guys think?
I'm in favor of money.
Okay. Let's just do some good old fashioned drug smuggling then.
Honey, come on.
I'm kind of feeling the same, like something with just a little bit of flash to it, just to show off our fast boat. Because I'm still thinking, like, they had a point. Braid had never really seriously considered that there was a market for this, and It's resource intensive, so I'm not worried that, all the blue coats are going to have these on their boats by next year. But I wouldn't mind, selling a couple of these. Let's use that infamy we've got and really let the people see what we can do here.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Make a
All
little
right.
cash up front and start taking some orders.
Okay, so our job is to get seed money to get a little bit of a manufacturing plant going. Does that sound right,
Sounds good to me.
Jason?
So, yeah, Severin, you on board with trying to find some drugs?
We're doing some transport.
Our
drugs
job,
to mule?
smuggling.
Are we doing a transport score?
I think
Not
what has been
tonight,
suggested is trying to find one. But yeah, let's. I will reduce the trying to find one down to a roll to see how big of one you can find.
Go, please.
But I think we can do that all next time.
Yeah, it's 11. We could squeeze in a quick score before 11:30 if you want. I don't mind.
We go to 11:30. That was my bad.
Yeah, I don't mind doing this. I don't mind pushing it till next time. What's the consensus?
I'd rather wait till next time to do the score, if that's all right.
Yeah, I'm feeling under the weather, so I think it'd be better overall.
Fair
So
enough.
am I, to be honest.
All right. Well, thank you guys for playing. I look forward to unraveling the mystery of the Spirit Wardens being back on their bullshit in a future game. Next week, I might have a new game for you guys, and I mean a brand new game. It's called Zalakalyn's Adventure, and it is written and created by Sarah and I's soon-to-be 7-year-old son.
Oh my goodness!
Who has played D&D like twice and then took it upon himself to write his own game system. So that's a game system that's written in colored pencil, and I've been doing some mid-journey artwork for it, and we're going to be here next week for whoever wants to run that with us. I mean, I'm going to run it. I'll be the ZM, and that's what he said. And we'll play with whoever we can get. Until then, thank you guys. There's no Cyberpunk this Friday because it is that same child's birthday weekend, and we'll see everyone next Monday. Good night.
Bye forever.